Hey guys, my name is Steniak and welcome back to another episode of our isolated city here in City Skylines. Where last episode, guys, we bought a brand new harbour on the opposite side of our island right now. In the result, and hoping that by having an episode of the island, we kind of divide in how far cargo has to travel before it gets imported and exported in and out of here. Which hopefully is going to go really well. Now, we pretty much got it set up. Ships now arrive, but at the moment, the harbour's not connected to the train line. So unfortunately, vehicles have to drive the goods to and from, which we are hopefully going to be changing today as we make the plans and the great infrastructure to build our brand new industrial area over on this side of the map. And if you guys are enjoying this series, I want to see more, make sure you smash the like button down below. And if you're on around here, make sure you subscribe so you get notified when the next episode does come out. So this is what we built. Vehicles are all lining up because we need to get the trains all in. We did a very unique kind of system to kind of bring them in and out. It is kind of unique, but it hopefully allows the flow of vehicles, if vehicles do choose to kind of go here once we get the trains in. It allows the flow from the industrial area got over here and from the highway to all take part. As the road comes down here and into here, and this way splits into the two lanes. Coming from here in two lanes, they can do a left and they can do a right and pretty much go any direction they want. So hopefully it works out in the long run. We just never know. So this here is where I'm going to build another high density industrial area, which is why it's really important to get these systems in place. Currently, the train line coming down ends here, so we're going to make it go underground, do a little bit of a V, and then pop back up over here. I was thinking not to have this as the only export area for over here. If I bring the train line here down, underground, if I do a V here, for it to continue this way, to have a couple of stops over there. As it then comes up here and then swings in, it's all connected. So I'm trying to make sure that we make it as efficient as we can to transfer cargo to and from the factories, out of the region, and to potential businesses. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with first, just doing the rest of this road going down. Then we'll hook the harbour up to the train line, because I want to sort this flow out, because it's always going to be dependent on when the train line's going to run after. So keeping to these rural roads, I really do like them at this point. They're my new favourite road. I don't know if you can tell, guys. I don't know if you can tell right now. And I'm going to bring this just simply down to here. I'm going to make this also run down as well to the same distance. There we go. And that's as far as those three are going to run. I want to also utilize these as well because it's going to be, and you know, I'm not sorry for this, very gritty. Okay. The grid is going to be through the roof on this area. So if I just bring that to here, bring this down to about here. So this is going to be a rough skeleton sketch of getting this area set up. And then just so I can kind of visualize it and then almost plan out where I can have some stuff run. Now, even though it is going to be all industry, it probably won't all be industry. We'll probably spill out some residential and commercial in some of these areas. But predominantly on this side running along, it's going to be very, very industrial, however you want to call it. So what I'm thinking of is maybe trying to implement at least 2 cargo stations around here. So I reckon having one around there, with the way this is running, and one around here. So this kind of services pretty much this section here. That one there services here, and then we've got this one that kind of services around, but also is the gateway to getting it in and out of the region. So just kind of placing this down, that's hopefully what I'm going to try and get up with. But we can kind of see how the roads all kind of run down right now. If I bring this down, which I don't know if this is perfectly spaced out, but I'm just taking that risk. Is it? It is a 40. Okay. Is that an 11? Yes. So something's going to get a little bit funky. I can actually delete that and redo it. It's not the end of the world. Why is that coming down to here? It's a 40. It should be like a 41 if I want to take advantage. Like fully take advantage. So let me just quickly delete this. I'll delete this to here again and then replace it back down. So if I do it like a 41, right, that is it. That is the system tearing through. And then bring that up. Bam, bam. And I've kind of got to delete this bit right now. I'm so sorry, guys. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, okay? Just give me that moment. Highway, you to there. Great stuff. Now, I originally had it set where this goes straight ahead to force them to go down here, to do the turn to go that way, then kind of tearing through this. It is what it is. It is what it is, okay? So now we got that set up. Now we kind of get an idea. We're going to have one around here. We're going to have one around here. I can then sort out the train lines in their system. So train line itself, we're going to try and get in the middle, which I reckon about there is perfectly fine. So this will run down to, let's say, you know what, I'll keep it going down here. It's completely fine. To there. And then we will bring it down to about a 10. I went a little bit too far there. And I'm just going to run this along here like that, and then we're going to pop it out. We can do a V here to connect to the what do you call it? The V we're going to connect in there. Or do I make it come this way in to swing it round? Or do you reckon I'll be pumping or pushing that distance? I mean, I could do a V there coming in this way, where it then goes round and in. Or if I did the V here, I can bring it into here, V there, further down, a V there to get into there, and then this just ends at that station. That's the more efficient route to do it, I reckon anyway. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So from there, again, we're pretty much connecting over. So at the minute, what's going to happen? Oh, do you know what? I've kind of forgotten how I did this. Wasn't this down to 1? Right. And then to 10. And then kind of across. Wasn't that how it was meant to be? I'm thinking so. I'm hoping so anyway. And how did I do these little V's? So we're pretty much on the roundabout coming from there. So if I just bring this up to here, is it as simple as doing a V like this? You kind of forget what you're meant to be doing. You know what I mean? So hopefully that there should be what's needed. I'll bend this more than usual so we can guarantee that connection's there. And then that will just pop up and then continue in that direction as a bridge, and it will follow the highway. I won't build it in because I don't know how far or what direction the highway is pretty much going to be going in. So that's said and that's done. Swiggity swag. We're going to try and create our V here. Now I'm just wondering if I can kind of almost semi-follow the road. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I'm just going to have to kind of set up my own little system. So if I go from, let's say I pick this point here and just come out to there, I should be able to do a 21 by 21 just here. No stress, no stress. And I wouldn't want the cargo trains to go that way, would I? Because we've got to stop just there. We've got this over here. It should service the area pretty well. Worst case scenario, I'll bring one over on that side. But this should be okay. There's no need, I don't think, because of how close some of this stuff is and the drivability. So in reality, what I'm doing then is here, we'll do a 10 by 10 bend. Right, and then I'll do an underground connection now for you to you. And we'll go big on it. Nothing really else is going to be underneath here as well, so we'll just do it like that, nice and simple. Shouldn't break the trains too much. And that's glorious. So that connects us over to there. So it gives us space then to run this continually down to pop up over here. And it gives me enough space between this and then another V here for a station around here. That's perfect. Okay, it's just now getting this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Getting this connected to that. Now, what I'll do is I'll do an elevation for the connection. So keep it all elevated, and then we'll play around with it all. So if I just go for the full shebang, which will be here. So it is technically elevated, so all I've got to do is select the node that I want. Raise that up and over to the height, which is pretty fine. Oh, there's another node there as well. That's kind of... okay. That actually could work in our favour. Because I'm hoping then with the alignment, that to there and there is quite a high gradient, but then that to there is going to probably be even higher. But it's not offensive enough that you go, ooh, what's going on there, boys? I reckon I can get away with elevating you and you again. And then just making this gradient from there to there. A little bit more nicer. And then get rid of all of this. Now, what truly is the height that's needed? We'll take it from this van. Hang on, is any trucks coming? Ideally, you want a truck to come out because they're. I mean, oh, there we go. Perfect, perfect. So get you to about there. Pause. So if I now select these two, and okay, we're actually quite high. So that there is the height in question, which won't make the gradient on this side feel too out of place. Oh, what have I done now? There we go. So I'm hoping it doesn't make it feel too out of place. But it is what it is. Okay, there we go. So straight away, that now allows me to connect trains over here. So hopefully this will now start to reduce the amount of vehicles utilizing this. And so at the minute, they can use this one, because this is all we've really got connected up, is this one on this side, which goes down that way. And that's it. That's what we got on this area. But again, we'll have two more over here. Eventually, I'll have one connected to this roundabout, and I'll have one connected to this roundabout as well to service all these areas. So hopefully it goes take some time before we start seeing trains and whatnot. But one less thing to worry about, he says. Right, so we'll do what it's going to do then, and we'll continue the run of these roads. Back to normal now. So we continue the run of these where the different, what do you call it, different alignments then kind of meet. Right, completely messed that one up there, didn't I? Different alignments meet, which will then allow us then to decide where the train stations are going to be positioned. Bam, bam, bam. I think I'll keep this one as it is. So keep them three there, switch like that. I'll do different like connections in as well to kind of change it all up. But like I said, in reality, what I'm trying to do is now think about the positioning of these train lines. So we got the train station over here on this one, which that is technically the 11 off that, and then we kind of do some nice wiggly bends and whatnot. Now, we could do something very similar with this. Like, yes, it comes off, you know, this road, which that's there, but it's then, like, it's almost, is it like a 15 back or something? It's like a 16 back, which we can implement around here. So if I came up, so I can actually delete this for a minute. So if I came up by a, I'm going to treat it as a 15 right now and bring it to there. It's just a way to kind of keep it off the standard track that flows through, because this will be like a main route of vehicles flowing through. So you kind of create a turn, then cut in like this. It allows us then to keep the main vehicles off the route. This is so over the top, this. We're going to have to also bulk up some of these roads to allow the vehicles to flow through a bit easier. But then again, the addition of the multiple train stations might be enough to ease the traffic flow. But it ain't going to be like pure industry. Don't get me wrong with that one. It's not going to be pure industry. So yeah. So actually, if I now delete you. Actually, delete back a bit more. And then come up from the 10. Which the 10 would be here. So if I come out by a 10. And then the same here as well. So that one's actually at 15. Okay, that'll be fine. Come out by another 5. And there we go. And then we know if I then come from the distance here to there. So I know that there is the beautifulness of a 10. That's a 12. Is that a 12? 9. What are these spacings here? Seriously. So it's meant to be a node of a 10. Right, there's the 10 there. I'm going to come up by... Is that 5? Right, that's a 35. So obviously then a 25. That completely threw me off. I'm not even going to lie. That completely threw me off. 10. 10. There we go. And then we'll use the connection tool. So it'll only be a short one, but I'll add it in. Bam, 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 bam. So the bend's enough to kind of also slow the traffic slightly down, so we're not overwhelming this complete area. So add that in. I'm going to bring... Did I put that center? I kind of did, which we've got plenty of space to play around with it and all that. So if I put it in like this, and then we're going to kind of pretend that we've got like a train yard on the go. So if I ran these couple down like this, obviously this one here is going to be the one that kind of flows through. So I could bring that in. Actually, if I bring this one in by like a 4, bring that to there, and then that by a 4. So it almost looks like it's together, but it's not. So just come in, do it right, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. Down by 10. And then we've got to create the V, which can be difficult, but if I can get this to actually happen from just here, like that, we should then be able to get away with the 21 by 21. And I'm just going to, for the sake of making, because I can't see if these connections actually work under here, for the sake of it, I'm just going to bend those in and this slightly in, so the actual train line rails connect if they weren't connected already. I mean, the fact that the tailbacks are reducing shows me that they've got to be spawning trains at some point. They just have to be. I've either one's gone past and I've missed it. Bit funky, but we don't see it underground, so we wouldn't know. And that is a great little implementation for this area. Then I also want one further down as well. Just a simple one to kind of end the run here. Now, I've got the options. I can either have this one over in the corner or move it further over. So, you know, I don't know. I don't want to get it too close to there. And I don't know how I want to end it here either. So in terms of the train line, I could bring it into here. I could actually end it at the peninsula. That would be the way to end this peak. That actually might not be a bad idea. That might not be a bad idea. So if I could actually... Maybe I can incorporate something with this last run here as well. So going away, that's 50. So then that will be 20 away. Right. So if I also brought this out by 10, and then we do a 10 by 10. So I've ultimately brought the end out by a 20. 10 by 10s, end it all the way around. That goes straight into the middle. End it, nice and simple. So I could either get rid of this. Right. I can make this kind of... Let's say I got rid of this as well. I want to make these go up and over to connect to that. So it's a nice little fly through to go straight down if you want to. And then try and build the train line around here. Sounds confusing, yes I know. But it could be a great way to end it. But I'm going to need, right, the little magic. Now, this is a pure 20 away. So I could keep it as a 10, or I can come in. Is that a 5? That's a 6. So your 5's there. Right, I've gone for an 11. That's a 6. 6 by 5. But that's because there's 11. So really, in reality, it's a 6 by 6. Like that. And then... get this distance just right. So there's a 22. So if I do a 12, that's a 10. Right, bear with me on this because I'm trying to do something a little bit funky. So if I minimize that a little bit, so the bend happens like this, I could drop in the train station. Oh, I could drop it here like that, right? And you might be still thinking, well, what's going on here? Well, I'm going to turn this as to a bridge to go up and over. So you can use it to bypass. We'll have obviously roads that connect. I'm trying to think of this end area before anything else. Alright, this is going to be glorious. Now, this does fall away because of the drop in the terrain. So if I bring that down a bit more, because it'll be great for me then to incorporate the tunnels on this side over the other variations. So train line first. If I build the pretend station... obviously, that's going to come out to there. We'll do our 4. Bam. Do our 4. And then if I just go down and create my tunnel, this is just going to... oh, it almost connects there. That was almost perfectly in line. So it's a great way to end the peninsula area here of this industrial area. That works wonders. Now, what I'm going to do next is use the connection tool and elevate this whole road to go from here to here. So, reduce that there, add that in. And like I said, it sounds and looks kind of ridiculous at the minute. But pick you and you as the 2 nodes to then rise. Like that. I will then continue to elevate, let's just say you to there. From there to there, increase the gradient. From there down to here, swap the gradient. So that flies up and over. No stresses. Now, something else I could do, and I don't know whether to do it right now, is to maybe make that road here actually continue straight down. That just becomes the bypass. Like that. So if I deleted you to there. So that came in and then that just went for almost a straight connection if I use the move it tool. A nice simple easy way to kind of come in and out and avoid the traffic. Then I can build the rest around it. Like I said, we will have roads that kind of come down and connect up. So it's not a case of if you're here and you've got to drive all the way around, you could go to here and then turn and then in that way. It's just a way to kind of make traffic from this run of road in this area. Because some of this stuff is going to be a little bit more high speed than others. And that's how we can dictate what's the main route and what isn't. So that'd be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun to kind of utilize. I mean, a 2-lane country road. How wide is this? See, what I could do is upgrade it to this style of road. And that's just my way of knowing that which certain roads are going to be the high-speed run-throughs. You know what I mean? Okay, none of this here needs to be elevated. There we go, to there. Because you can see how it then kind of comes through and you can do your little turn down there. You can also utilize that as well, but it is what it is. So we've got that. You can kind of actually clearly see it a bit more bulkier, which we'll bring down to there and that way and take it through. We'll utilize, let's say, I'm going to utilize this lane. Now, it might put a bit too much pressure on this junction, but only time will tell. So this becomes a little bit more high speed. Hopefully that's what the thought process is. To the other roads. So if I just bring it to there. So does it naturally change the speed limit? Yes, it does. So they're 50, they're 80. So it naturally changes it without me having to do anything. So you'll most likely see people use it. And you put, yeah, like I was literally about to say, you probably see these turn off here now and come down because that is quicker than going down here. Which then means, yo, sadly, we've already changed the speed limits around here though, right? So that's the 60, it's kind of like a 60 going out. I'll change it to an 80. 80. Going out that way. And we want them to kind of come in this way. So 80. 80. I'll do an 80 and an 80. Just bulking that up. So you might see him turn off down here now and then fly through that road. But it doesn't matter because it all kind of works. It all kind of works. So the back end of that is now actually dipping down quite a bit. But I am yet to see an actual train go down this route. Am I wrong in saying that? I don't think I've seen a train yet, have I? Now, that's not to say that I've kind of slightly missed it. Oh, no, there's a train. Okay, there's a train, so it does work. It does work. It's actually a fully loaded train as well. Oh, yes, boys. Yes, boys. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. So two really nicely placed. So this kind of covers this kind of radius there. This is more central. That's more over here. I was going to place this more over there, but I feel like it's a really good way to kind of end the run of road, which is interesting. Once I get more placed in, like I get one for like over here, or you know, further down there, whatever, and one over here, then we're going to start to see more connectivity. Less vehicles actually coming to and from here because they'll use their stations instead. So it's going to work out in the long run. It really should. If you don't, I'm going to cry. But we'll see. We will see. So that runs down there. It's got the water. Let's have this at the minute follow. So it has the water. I don't know if there's any need for it to have power just yet. I mean, I could add a little wind turbine in. Add a little wind turbine in. Just to give them power. I don't know for what reason anyone would use them at the moment unless I started building some stuff in. But it's an interesting way to kind of stop them from complaining at the minute. And you just never know. You just never know. So, do we have high unemployment right now? No, we actually need more residents more than anything, which is interesting. So what I'll do is I'll slowly start to build this area up over here. So have we gone the 11 out here? We have, haven't we? Yes. So the 11 for this side is actually here. So run this up and just create the community to like what I would normally do within this area. So what would happen is all this here would be commercial. All this we would normally zone as commercial. And then we would make the road go across there. And again. All the way. And then we might, you know, is that a full shebang of 30? Yeah, we might then start to like split it up in areas. Like we'll have you go down there. Bam. Oh, no. No. Just simply down like this, just to kind of change up the flows in some of the areas. So what would happen there then is we'll do some commercial, and not commercial, residential, like maybe all this area here is residential. Like there. And then we'll do maybe a bit of this here. Opening that up there for where the stop's going to be for transport. All residential down here. Again, leave it all for residential. How did I end this? We put some commercial just here to kind of be the buffer. And then we had residents living literally at the end of the runway. Now that's quite a bit of zoning. That's quite a bit of zoning. And it will allow me to then drop down some more offices just there. But if I quickly pause, I've got to extend this area here because it also includes a high-rise band for the offices. Beautiful. Like I said, that is quite a lot I've now just thrown in. I can't just throw that in and expect the game to kind of work like this. But connecting you up just there, I can then finish and run across with all of this. I'm just going to follow the current water pipes. Is what I'm going to do. Bam. I know these ones here are a bit too close, but it is what it is. And that there, for the most part, if I bring it all the way across again, should cover the water aspect. The power aspect, oh, it actually comes from over here, so yeah, we are technically all connected. That one now slowly start to grow. So I like the fact that the airplanes take off and go over these areas. I think it's really cool. It's not nice, but it's the exact vibe I was going for when building it. And then all I need to do is for the metro, so we need to get our transport hub back up again. We have this metro line coming through here, which obviously will terminate around here. So let me just double check which one it is. I've got these ones set up for it, which will terminate around here. Bam. We have that metro line there that crisscrosses through. So this comes up to there, and this will kind of obviously come down and then terminate as that end point there. It might stop off at another area or something like that, you never know. But get some from point A to point B a little bit easier. So that will obviously come up, stop there, have a couple of stops along, and then eventually either stop there or I'll crisscross that one to be a stop. It might just stop there, to be honest with you. That will kind of meet up. So the public transport for the metro is going to be so freaking intertwined and connected. It's going to be glorious. And that's pretty much how we're going to get it done. But I'll save that for another time anyway, because I've actually thrown a lot in right now to kind of get this peninsula ended. And then we can build another big industrial area over there. Oh, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. But yes, we need to first figure out where these vehicles are going. So they're delivering goods to the cargo service point. So for them, it's quicker to drive over here than it is to drop there and then go in this way. Which is understandable because of how short that distance is. But it would be nice to have a few additional cargo points here and there for them to import-export. But it makes sense here because of the amount of industrial we are going to be squeezing in. But this is a good start. Look at the airport right now. Beautiful. We've had over 100,000 passengers arrive. We've still got to increase. I don't think I'm going to be able to increase the attractor score to 1,000 with how small it is. But crazier things have been done. Crazier things have been done. The amount of people walking about here too is ridiculous. But great stuff. Lots of stuff we're going to need. We're going to need lots of services. But this is a great start to finalizing this area. Wait, oh, it's a police car. I was going to say, is the cargo actually coming down here right now? But these guys might call upon this, unless they find it easier to drive over. But who knows? Who freaking knows at this point? I'm just really excited for how efficient this system's going to be. So we'll end it for here, guys. We'll continue the expansions next episode and try and finalize this area a little bit more. We're going to need to put down some warehouses. We'll try and build the remainder of the cargo areas for the train line coming off this. So we've got room for 2 more because we can no, 3 more. No, is it 3 more or 2? No, 2. 1, 2, because obviously we've got the roundabouts there connected. That one's connected to that roundabout. So this one we'll most like... Do you know what? This one we'll put on this side, and this one we'll try and bring down here somewhere. Just to kind of divide it quite nice. Because that service is all around here anyway. That one, because it's a little bit further out, sticky out. This one, if I brought it over here, there's not really much going on, so it makes sense to service this area. That's how we'll get it all set up. So for now, boys, we'll end it here. The power will eventually connect anyway, so no need to stress out. Unemployment, we should have more people taking up those jobs. There's plenty of jobs available for the residents. Just got to wait for them to all slightly then arrive. Get the public transport all connected up so they have access to greater areas. But for now, guys, we'll end it here. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.